Hi, this is Archit, and in this video I will be talking about Chinese central bank digital currency E-yuan. Now, Chinese E-yuan was launched in April 2020. But what was the reason behind launching E-yuan?
Now, answer lies in the fact that money was changing with rise in technology. Public Bank of China was conducting CBDC experiments in April 2020, a little ahead of their cryptocurrency ban. But why did China decide to start this quickly back in 2020? Well, it is primarily because of Bitcoin that had shaken the central bank and governments across the globe. China, in a hurry to fix the alternative to crypto, jumped onto CBDCs very quickly. But before deciding to create central bank digital currencies, several questions arises. So firstly, a lot of things depend upon the policy goals of the country. Secondly, how would a CBDC work as money? Thirdly, what design model would the countries choose to create CBDC? And fourth, how would they treat privacy? So let's have a look at some of the advantages that E-yuan can offer. Now, number one, E-yuan can be fast and stable as a CBDC. Number two, it will be more transparent and eliminates money laundering. Number three, it will be of great advantage to foreigners or travelers traveling to China, as it will become less of a hassle for them. Fourthly, it can be a great alternative for cross-border transactions. Now let's take a look at some of the recent developments of the E-yuan. Now in September 2022, Australian Senator Andrew Bragg has introduced a bill to impose reporting requirements for Chinese banks that may make the E-yuan available in Australia. In October 2022, China's CBDC spending surpassed 100 billion yuan. In December, the People's Bank of China promoted adoption of the E-yuan among shoppers in Hong Kong. As per the reports by South China Morning Post, consumers who signed up to the pilot version of the wallet between December 12 and December 29 was to be given awards worth 100 digital renminbi to spend. In January 2023, China kicked its central bank digital currency adoption to the remotest of areas in the Qinghai province. And people over there can now conduct offline payments without internet or battery power. The tap to pay function is currently available on Android phones. Now, the People's Bank of China has put enhancing financial reform, regulating the platform economy, and promoting the digital Chinese yuan at the top of its agenda for 2023. Also, southern China's Shenzhen will collaborate with the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region on digital yuan payments. The Financial Bureau of Shenzhen will support the construction of a bond platform in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area. Now let's look at how the Chinese government can use the E-yuan to its own benefit. Now, what if the Chinese government forces the Chinese companies to use E-yuan, which in turn will lead the foreign companies to use E-yuan? But the big question is, will other countries or foreign companies deal in E-yuan only? Now, privacy is an important issue. What if the Chinese government can track all your financial transactions and know an individual's pattern? Experts have also pointed it out that China wants to link its E-yuan to the social credit system. So let's talk about China's social credit system. It's a broad regulatory framework that measures trustworthiness of individuals, corporates, and government entities across China. So for example, you take care of your elderly parents. You gain some points and your social score is high. But on the contrary, if you protest against the government illegally, you will lose some points and your social score is going to be low. Now, as a result of your poor social credit scores, the impact is going to be serious. It may affect your travel prospects, employment, and access to finance, such as ineligibility to government jobs, less access to credit, and restricted access to public services. Now, on the contrary, a positive score could make a range of business transactions much easier and much more, such as free public transport, priority for school admissions and employment, and free healthcare and fitness facilities. So if we mix central bank digital currency of China, which is E-yuan, into the social credit system which China is creating, what do we get? A better governance or autocracy and censorship? Now, under President Xi Jinping, who has clamped down hard on economic and personal freedom, there is no free market for ideas in China. And also, the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, has a complete monopoly on power. So while it is true that digitizing cash and coin would reduce the cost of issuing fiat money, but it is also true that E-yuan can diminish individual freedom. Now, the end of cash and instant analysis of financial transactions encourages state control, surveillance, and eventually lead to a social engineering at a larger scale. Now, we are already living in an era where big tech companies from the West are controlling our data. They've influenced our likes and opinions and played with it for their profit and purpose. It's just that people were being made aware about it only a few years back. But not to deny the fact that they did give voice to the voiceless. Now, looking at the current economic situation and financial systems, CBDCs are seeming to be inevitable. There's a possibility of a new, modern financial system. So in my view, the world of finance requires a neutral ground between the decentralized world of crypto, excluding the scams, and the world of central bank digital currencies. So as the world is watching China very closely, do you think Chinese central bank digital currency, E-yuan, will expand the financial inclusion or deepen the digital barrier? Well, ping in your comments below. Thanks for watching.